Brown the onions, braise the chicken, form the crust for a quiche.
You want to lift it so that you get your pastry very light. Don't clump it.
It's basic cooking lessons for 8 students.
But this is no ordinary cooking class. These people are training to become British-style butlers.
Whipping up a soup is one part of an intensive 5-week course on how to serve the wealthy and how to get it right. To learn everything from answering the phone.
Mr. and Mrs. Lee invite you to dine in the privacy of your own room this evening.
To removing a drunk guest from the table. To limiting the number of cigars handed out with the cognac.
I just wanted to mention 2 things quickly on the car parks at airports that I might not have touched on, but they are important. And that is, in the car you will have sometimes a computer, onboard computer for printing faxes. There might be a telephone on board. Whatever you've got there, when you've sat them in the car and they're comfortable, the car's on, and you've offered a drink, point out the facilities at the back of the car. There's a TV, sir, got different channels, so that, you know, if you've got time, just point out a few things like that. If he says, I couldn't need to use a fax, show him or her, and then go pay for the parking ticket. So that was one. You know, because sometimes they might get to the car and quickly, I need to scan something, or have you got facilities? So just know what those facilities are and whether he or she can do it. The next one is, what do you do with staff that steal? How do you approach staff that steal in a household?
How is this person feeling at the moment?
Sad.
Yeah? How can you tell? Brows down, the lips down, corner of the lips down. Yeah? What else?
Eyes goes inside.
Eyes what?
It goes a little bit inside.
Oh, eye goes inside. Okay, what else?
Head down, head down.
Head down.
And
the legs? Okay. You see the hands?
Hands, yeah.
Why are the hands there? What does that say?
like maybe I don't know what to do or something like that.
Yeah, insecure. I'm not sure. I want to comfort myself. Maybe what else you see is touching her face, you know what I mean? Or touching here. Okay.
So silver service is what, Scott?
It's the butler doing the food from tray.
That's it.
To the
It's
guest.
those sandwiches. That's the first course service. Very important. Now, Daniel's going to keep quiet here. What sandwiches would we have?
Mixed change, done.
Christopher, keep quiet as well. No.
Cucumber.
Cucumber sandwich. Yes.
For the high tea?
This is high tea sandwiches. Very traditional cucumber sandwiches. Now what they do in the Ritz, for example, is they bake loaves of bread a certain size. It's not a traditional loaf. And then they cut off the crust. So then they make the sandwich and then they cut the crust off. So you must cut the crust off.
So all these sandwiches are without the crust?
Exactly. So the first down is the sandwiches. Once the sandwiches are done, we clear.
What are the signs that show the person's interested in you, or that the person's a good listener? And we said nodding, asking some questions, leaning over, eye contact, smile. There's one other thing. There's one other thing. You know when two people are talking to each other? Do you mind standing? Say, if he's standing here and I'm talking to him, normally when people are talking to each other, they stand like this. Yes, lots of hand movement. Yes. They normally stand like this, but if I'm standing like this, my foot is pointing that way. What does that mean? But I'm talking to him.
No interest.
Well, not that I'm not interested, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Same way if I'm sitting down, if we're sitting down talking to each other, and my foot's already pointing, or his foot, yeah, it's pointing in a different direction, not pointing at me anymore, means he's about to go or I'm about to go. Yeah? Thank you. So, one other sign is that, you know, they're sitting facing each other, feet pointing at each other. Shows that they're actively listening to each other, that they're interested, that they're having a good conversation. And you'll be able to tell if two people are having fun talking to each other, showing the soles of your feet. Yeah, in Asia, right?
No, a friend of mine got fired because he did it in the Middle East.
Really?
Yeah, he was a cannabis party and he showed a lady the sole and he got straight fired. Yeah.
See?